Hello wonderful people, and welcome to today's edition of Eye on Port, the program that brings Ghana's ports and maritime industry closer to you. It is proudly brought to you by the Ghana Revenue Authority, GOIL, PLC, Serene Insurance, Ghana Link, Meridian Port Services and Phoenix Insurance. Eye on Port is powered by the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, and our media partner is the Business and Financial Times. Viewers, you can remember last year we told you about a certain SIGMAT system that was to be introduced at the time. This system uses automation to enhance customs-to-customs communication and cooperation within West Africa. It began implementation this year, so we at Eye on Port decided to revisit the subject to better appreciate this trade facilitation tool and address some of the challenges that have been coming up. Take a listen.
I remember the last time we came here, the project was about to start. So I want to find out from you, how has the SIGMAT project fared so far?
As it is now, the whole of the sub-region, each country must automate its processes and procedures.
Okay.
And so that you do away with the manual procedures. And in Ghana, we are doing well through the ICOMs. And Nigeria is also trying. Other countries are all trying to automate.
Okay.
Now we're saying that after the automation, it shouldn't end there. The automation, the sub-region, the ports, and then, yes, should be able to speak to one another. I mean, okay, the automation, the computer system should be able to talk to one another.
Okay.
And so the way the SIGMAT work is this. For example, when goods arrives in Ghana, it has its manifest and then other documents.
Okay.
All these documents are uploaded into our automated system. And then we use the WTO data or WCO data model. And then we interconnect with wherever the goods is going.
Okay.
And so if the goods is going to, say, Burkina Faso, we ensure that before the goods even arrive, according to SIGMAT, we are able to relay all the information about the goods to that country, and they will be expecting it. And if they are, they receive the message, they also monitor.
Okay.
Where they receive the goods, they give feedback to Ghana that yet the goods that you said is coming have come intact.
Okay.
And then we will end the transit procedure.
Okay.
Now, you were asking so far how it has. And so right now, we are fully interconnected with Togo and Côte d'Ivoire. Okay. We should have also interconnected with Burkina Faso and Niger. But because of what happened in the political space, where there was change of government, and then the ECOWAS also took a certain stand, and so the team we were working with could not continue. And so right now, our interconnectivity with interconnectivity with Burkina Faso, Niger, and Mali is at a halt. We are also making the arrangement now to interconnect with Benin, Nigeria, Senegal. That will come in the first quarter of next year. So we are also looking at the political space so that between us and Niger, Burkina Faso, we will be able to continue the interconnectivity.
Okay, I'll be coming back to you, but let me move on to Mr. Diakron and then find out from you. And I mean, the freight forwarders, you play a very important role in the transit business. So when you heard that customs would want to implement the SIGMAT, what was your expectation?
So basically, first of all, I'd like to thank my brother. I'm impressed because the idea is that, let me read you something from the Trade Facilitation Agreement. And the reason why I think we shouldn't be left out of anything. My brother mentioned something about having a lot of phone calls when he first appeared here. And after that, that might be the reason being that a lot of people were not aware of what, the role the SIGMAT will play and what it actually is.
Yeah.
So on the face of it, like he said, of course it's a very good thing. You want to track transit from wherever it's going, from which country, and then know the end product, because it's not supposed to be consumed in our country. So once it goes out and then you can get the signal that it has arrived, then so be it. That's fine. I have checked with our entry points, and realized that I think education and sensitization was not that high. Checking from our flower, we're told that they had some kind of sensitization after, the SIGMAT thing had been launched. And that is fine. The reason why I say this is that it is very important that when we're initiating things, we are the ones who are going to use it. So if you look at the Trade Facilitation Agreement, the first article of the Trade Facilitation Agreement says that each member shall promptly publish the following information in a non-discriminatory and easily accessible manner in order to enable governments, traders, and other interested parties to become acquainted with them. These are issues of, policies, orders, taxes, all of that. So it's important that we have that information. Now, once that I have that, then I know there are a few issues that our members at the borders have, brought up, which we would also want to find out. So my impression from this is that it is basically a transit issue. Okay. So the issue our members are raising now, that this has now transcended to exports.
So on the exports, I mean, how did this particular one inconvenience your members?
So, like my brother said, I think he explained it very well, and then he hit it right on the point. The thing is that it is creating a problem because direct export is direct. You just want to export something. I'll give you a funny example. Just this week, there was a gentleman who was coming from Togo, and I think on the French side, they have just consummated the whole thing. So now it's covering transit and exports, Some gentleman came in with one box of hair, these hair pieces. I think it were gifts he wanted to give. Once he got in, they said, no, they have to wait for a signal from the Togolese side. This is from Togo to Ghana. He has to wait for a signal from the Togolese side because of SIGMAT. And it was something that should have been treated as a head load, And then he had to wait to whether the signal came through or not, and then he has to go through a whole declaration and everything just to resolve that. So that, trade facilitation is affected. Again, on the export side, on the direct export side, if they do a declaration, because it's been consummated into the SIGMAT, then you have to do what they call the bonded transport, although you don't actually go and do a bond for it because it's not required, like Mr. Ofori said. You understand? And so what happens? Once you do that, there's what you call the gate in and the gate out, because there has to be a confirmation that the goods have actually left. So you go to an officer. First of all, you are entering information which is non-existent. You understand? You haven't done a bond, but you're supposed to enter some bond information. From where? So you are actually making it up. And then once it goes out, you have to go and see the officer at the other end who gates it in, and then gates it out before your declaration can be freed, or else it will look like your declaration is in suspense. You understand? So I think these are technical issues, and like he has promised, I'm sure they'll have to take a look at it, and then so we can separate, that from the transit issues. But on the matter of transit, it's a very good idea that you would have the SIGMAT controlling the transit, into, the end country to make sure that it's in the right state and nothing has happened to it. And just another issue that I think was mentioned was the information that is provided. So a good example was cowhide coming from Nigeria, and I'm sure Mr. Ofori is aware. Because no matter what, in the wet state, when the cowhide leaves Nigeria all the way to, by the time you get here, there's a change in weight. And so that will mean that there'll have to be a physical examination, properly weighing them to find out.
Because of that discrepancy in the weight?
Yes, but then the discrepancy does not come from anybody's, it's not like anybody intentionally made that discrepancy. Because of the, fluctuation due to the dryness, you understand? So these are issues, I think they're teething issues, but we'll pray that they take care of them, in time.
All right, Mr. Antobre, so how soon are you looking at resolving some of these issues? I know you've given the assurance that you're going to resolve them, but how soon are you going to resolve
presently, as I'm speaking, when we leave here, I'm going to ask, because we also have a standing committee formed by the Commissioner of Customs. It's not only the export alone, but also transit, inbound transit from Burkina Faso through Hamle to the Tema port. You know, the system arrangement is also a bit problematic. And so even when the goods have landed at the Tema port, the declaration will still be standing in the system as not a non-hesitant. And our system is such that after a certain period, if your declaration is still suspended, you will be blocked until you have adequately accounted for it. Okay. And we wouldn't want our own system to imperil a freight forwarder or somebody else. So the Commissioner of Customs have set a committee in place to ensure that they are to, and they were to finish their work by the middle of this December. Okay. And so I'm sure that by the middle of December, Lipton and One Girard and co would have finished with their report, and then we will all be free. All right. So, but what are some of the successes that have been chalked so far with the implementation of this particular project? Yes, you know, the SIGMAT is ECOWAS or the sub-region program. Okay. It is community transit. We want to eliminate that solely bilateral relationship and then zoom into community transit. And so the objective, one of the main objectives of the SIGMAT is to ensure that all the countries have automated. So you're asking the successes of SIGMAT. Yeah. And so the automation is still going on among a lot of the West African countries. Okay. And those countries that do not have the financial resources to automate, GIZ, the World Bank, and other, and even now Team Africa, okay, they are all coming in to help to ensure the automation. And so it's a great success. The other success that we're looking at is enhanced intra-community trade. You know, with the ETLS, goods that are manufactured within the sub-region, there is the protocol that there shouldn't be duty. Okay. So what SIGMAT, one of the sources of SIGMAT is this, like the cow hide that he is saying. In the past, somebody can import cow hide from Europe to Togo. And then from Togo, he makes it as if the goods is coming from Togo to Ghana. Okay. And for that matter, they will not pay duty. Okay. But with SIGMAT, the moment you import, we know the difference between those that have been imported and those that are made in the sub-region. And so because of that, we are able to collect the due revenue. Okay. And all these things come because of we have customs to customs cooperation. As the trade facilitation he mentioned postulate.
So viewers, Ghana Customs says this SIGMAT system comes with several benefits for the transit trade, and the few challenges that have come up will be addressed soon. Now let us hear from you on a few comments that you have made on the subject we have just discussed after we go on break, and then we'll be back with more news. Stay tuned. Hi, my name is Pierre in Takoradi. I want to know what importers are required to do differently in this era of SIGMAT. Do we have any added responsibilities? Hello, Pierre. This response comes from the Assistant Commissioner.
Oh, no. All the importers or the freight forwarders have to do is to select the route, the SIGMAT route, and so, or what we call the route. So from Tema, you are going to Burkina Faso. The system will give you the route. So for example, if you want to pass through Paga, they will say Tema, Kumasi, Tamale, Paga. If you want to go through Kulungungu, the option is there, Tema, Kumasi, Tamale, Bolga, Kulungungu. So all that you need to do is to click a button on your computer and select the route.
Hi, this is Samuel in Medina. According to the Assistant Commissioner, SIGMAT will help compliance so far as originating goods under AfCFTA trade is concerned. Is that right? Hello, Samuel. This is what the Assistant Commissioner said.
What I see SIGMAT doing is you cannot import goods from foreign and without adding any value to it. You declare it as a West African product and that it should come to Ghana without paying duty. The moment the goods, let's say you import it to Togo and you do say that you want to transit it to Ghana, Togo will forward all the information about your goods to Ghana. The system will do that for us. And so if later on you report to Ghana and say that the goods are just the sub-regional goods like the cow hides, we will prove to you that it is from Europe.
Ohima, no be me taking number first. By you. You tell me say take the number give me.
Guys, no, I'm tired. I'll go on a date with whoever gets here first.
Princess, really? Okay, I dey come.
Shut up!
Mame, feel me tank mama wati. Boss, fill my tank with Super XP Euro 95.
Fill up with Super XP Ron 95 and Diesel XP high performance products from Goyle.
Sorry, Tony got here first, so I'm stepping with him.
Oh, cut him. Hey, go for mami.
Choose Super XP Ron 95 and Diesel XP for an energizing driving experience. Always go for Goyle Super XP Ron 95. Goyle, good energy.
Goyle is good energy. Electricity, then pay your taxes. Yeah, our taxes, our future.
Because you see, without our taxes, we wouldn't have good roads, good schools, better hospitals, street lights, and other very important social amenities. When we pay our taxes, we give our children free and quality education. Talga, my money too small. Why should I pay my tax? Look, small. Salifo, it doesn't matter how small or big your business or income is. You still have to pay your taxes. The little taxes from each and every one of us, when put together, could give your community clean water or that deprived school with tables and chairs. Please pay your taxes. It is your responsibility. It is your civic duty. It is the law.
Impressive factory. If only I had listened to you, I wouldn't have been in this mess. That devastating fire virtually wiped out the whole factory and my warehouse.
Remember my misfortunes last year? Serene Insurance Asset All Risk Fire policy that I took were there to pay for my damaged stocks in the warehouse, and my machines that were affected by the floods have been replaced. My accident vehicle is back on the road thanks to Serene Insurance motor policy. Currently, my goods are on the IC covered with their marine cargo insurance policy. I was just telling Ajima about Serene Insurance. Oh, Ajima, tell him more.
As a road contractor, I make sure I do my contractors all risk insurance for the projects and then workers' compensation for all the workers on site. With Serene Insurance, they will make sure they will cover your unknown tomorrow today.
Serene Insurance, a new face of insurance. Call us now.
MPS Terminal 3 is Africa's new state-of-the-art container terminal at Tema Port. For manufacturers, agro-processors and traders, the new port means business can be done faster. This infrastructure boost will improve Ghana's port handling capacity, connect more trading routes, and oil the engine of growth for the economy, creating greater opportunities across all sectors as Africa's markets merge and become the largest trading bloc globally. MPS, we connect, you thrive.
Business and life can be like the sea sometimes. Sometimes serene, sometimes calm, sometimes turbulent, and at times it brings the unexpected. However it is like, trust Phoenix Insurance for your home, car, business, and marine insurance needs. Call 0302 246 319 or 0243 690 492.
At Phoenix, you experience a delightful service delivered with wisdom.
Welcome back from the break, viewers. Now let us pick a few other stories from our local port and maritime sector.
A maritime law consultant and legal practitioner with Alliance Partners, Dr. Kofi Mbia, has charged the Ghana Institute of Freight Forwarders GIFF push for a local content policy in the maritime industry. According to him, the local content policies should not be driven by sentimental desires, but instead be anchored on the quest for employment opportunities and the creation and expansion of the local maritime value chain. Dr. Mbia made this call at the 26th Annual General Meeting of the Ghana Institute of Freight Forwarders in Cape Coast under the theme, Resilience, Adaptability and Diversity in Global Supply Chains, our fail-safe for survival.
Our local content should examine shipbuilding, ship repair, container manufacture and repair, fisheries and port infrastructure, recreational boating, the setting up of mariners, ship agency business, I emphasize, ship agency business, freight forwarding, supply chain logistics, inland navigation, and tourism, amongst others.
He urged members of GIFF to adopt modern supply chain methods that make room for forecasting and anticipation, as well as be flexible and malleable enough to adapt. A deputy commissioner in charge of suspense regime, Emmanuel Oyene, commended members of GIFF for their immense contribution to the supply chain.
As freight forwarders, you play a critical role in keeping global trade moving. You are the bridge between shippers and carriers, the orchestrators of complex logistics networks, and the guardians of the integrity of the global supply chain.
The public relations manager at the Ghana Link Network Services, Norvan Akwa-Ifod, said the collaboration with GIFF has been instrumental in shaping the evolution of ICOMS.
Your insights have been invaluable to us, and we are committed to continuously improving our system to better meet the dynamic needs of freight forwarding community in Ghana. As we gather here today, let us reflect on our collective achievements and the challenges that lies ahead.
The president of GIFF, Edward Akron, said, in their pursuit of fostering stronger international relations, they ranged across borders and forged a meaningful alliance with their colleagues freight forwarders in Togo, which resulted in a historic agreement to a memorandum of understanding between the two countries.
Now, this achievement underscores our belief in the power of collaboration and diplomacy to create a better and more connected world. The RAMI, Regional Africa Middle East meeting, held in Uganda, also brought to the fore the age-old nagging threat from shipping lines on our businesses, which still presents a clear and present danger.
The GIFF AGM saw the election of Stephen Ajokache as the new GIFF president.
The 6th Volta Trade and Investment Fair is ongoing in Ho, intensifying national efforts to uncover the region's hidden gems and vast investment potential. Under the theme Leveraging the African Continental Free Trade Area for Economic Development, the 2-week event primarily sought to attract capital for the local economy, enriched with vast fertile lands, extensive water bodies, captivating tourist sites, and a richly diverse ethnic heritage. It was also an opportunity for companies and firms with vested interest in the region to showcase their diverse products and services. The Volta Regional Minister, Dr. Archibald Lecha, said his outfit is resolved to ensure businesses in the region are exposed to other African countries under the Free Trade Agreement.
It is inspiring to know that we have chosen to focus on manufacturing, agribusiness and tourism, and especially projecting our kente weaving industry this year. This is timely because sustainable industrialization must be the next step for our region.
The Paramount Chief and President of Bato Traditional Area called for the creation of an attractive environment for the youth to thrive under the Africa Continental Free Trade Area. The President of the Association of Ghana Industries, Dr. Humphrey Ayamdak, said the Volta region has the support of the AGI in the promotion of the economic growth of the region.
We consider our MSMEs the seedbeds of industry, and we are determined to offer them the right support and policies to spur them to growth into giants that will thrive within the AfCFTA community in Africa.
The National AfCFTA Coordinator, Dr. Farid Kwesiatha, praised the initiative to put the Volta region on the map of Africa.
To think that the Volta region, one of the 16 regions in Ghana, can hold this fair and get the attention of the rest of Africa. It is not only Ghanaians that are here.
High Commissioner of Kenya to Ghana, His Excellency Eliphas Barini, rehashed the need for Africans to join forces for success under AfCFTA.
We need to break barriers, we need to join hands, we need to walk across the breadth and length of the continent so that we can build businesses, we can create wealth.
Let us now turn our attention to the international stage and see what is happening there too.
Transport and logistics company Bolloré Logistics has launched Sea Alternative, an offer to reduce the carbon impact of ocean shipments thanks to the use of biofuel. Previously available through 2 carriers, the Sea Alternative solution is now available on any trade lanes and any carriers. According to the company, it can provide up to an 84% reduction in carbon dioxide emissions compared to conventional shipping with respect to the physical limit as per Smart Freight Center guidelines. Sea Alternative uses biofuel derived from used cooking oil, excluding palm oil. A new training project is being launched aimed at preparing seafarers for zero or near zero emission ships as a way of addressing the imminent need for upskilling the workforce to operate advanced technological solutions and alternative fuels. The project was announced at the 2023 UN Climate Change Conference COP28 meeting in Dubai, United Arab Emirates from 30th November to 12 December 2023. The training framework funded through the International Maritime Organization and Lloyd's Register Foundation will equip seafarers with skills in decarbonization and provide guidance for trainers and the industry.
It's time for our Word of the Day segment where we introduce words, phrases, jargons, and terminologies that we often use in this industry so you can get familiar with them. Today, we'll tell you what we mean by net tonnage.
Net tonnage. Net tonnage refers to volumetric measure of the spaces enclosed for cargo purposes.
Let us now take a look at the schedule of vessels that have berthed in the ports of Tema and Takoradi and at the anchorages of both ports, as well as those expected in the coming weeks, plus the Bank of Ghana exchange rates which you may need to know to clear your cargo with. This is where we draw the curtain on today's edition of Eye on Port. We hope you've been informed and educated. Remember, all Eye on Port content can be found on our YouTube channel, Eye on Port. Please subscribe, like, and give us feedback. Thank you for watching.